They called her the quiet one. At work, at home, everywhere. Quiet when her coworker mocked her second job. Quiet when her boyfriend laughed at her plans. Quiet when her own mother said, maybe it was time to let it go. She stayed quiet, but quiet is not the same as empty. This is the story of Maya. Maya was 24 years old. She worked at a mid-sized marketing firm. She processed reports, filed documents, attended meetings where nothing changed. Every day, the same fluorescent lights. Every day, the same plastic chair. Every day, the same hollow feeling that she was built for something more, but could not find the door. She had started designing handmade greeting cards at 22. Small, detailed, personal. Cards that said what people could not say themselves. For grief, for apology, for the love you could never quite speak out loud. She sold 3 in the first month, then 7, then 14. It was not much, but it was hers. She told Dara one evening after dinner. He looked at them for a long moment. Then he smiled, the way people smile when they are trying to be kind and failing. He said, "That is cute, Maya." Cute. Like it was a hobby. Like it was something to do until real life started. At work, Sandra noticed Maya arriving early every day and leaving exactly on time. No overtime, no after-work drinks, no small talk by the coffee machine. Sandra told the others, Maya thought she was too good for them. She was not wrong, just wrong about why. Her mother found the cardstock and ink supplies one Sunday afternoon. Maya watched her mother hold them, turn them over slowly. She waited. "Baby, I just want you to be stable. I do not want you to struggle the way I struggled." Maya nodded and said nothing, because she understood. Her mother's fear was not doubt. It was love that had been burned too many times. That night, Maya sat at her small kitchen table and opened her notebook. She had 47 orders pending. She had a full-time job starting at 8. She looked at the blank page for a long time, and then she picked up the pen. There is a moment that comes to everyone who has ever built something. A moment where the evidence against you is so heavy, and the evidence for you is so thin, that stopping would make perfect sense. Maya sat in that moment for exactly 7 minutes. She timed it. And then she started drawing. 4:58 a.m., the alarm. Not the first alarm, not the snooze alarm, the alarm. Every morning before the sun, Maya was at that kitchen table, designing, packaging, responding to customers, building, quietly. At some point, she stopped mentioning it. She did not announce her progress, because she had learned something important. Explaining your dream to people who cannot see it does not make them see it. It only makes you doubt it. Sandra noticed something had changed about Maya. She seemed lighter, less bothered by the office nonsense, less present somehow. like she was already somewhere else and had just left her body at the desk as a placeholder. Month 4, 80 orders. Month 6, 120. Month 8, she hired her first person. Month 10, she had a waiting list. Month 11, a journalist emailed her. Month 11, she had still not told Dara any of this. Dara noticed the boxes. They had been growing in the corner of the apartment for weeks. Maya explained calmly. The orders, the waiting list, the journalist, the numbers. His face did not light up with pride. It tightened with discomfort. He said, "Why didn't you tell me?" She said, "I did tell you." He said, "I mean the real updates." She said, "You called it cute, Dara." The argument that followed was not about the business. It was about who she was becoming and whether he had room for that version of her. He said she had changed. She said she had always been this person. He just had not taken her seriously enough to notice. The silence after that sentence was the loudest thing in the room. She woke at 4:58 a.m. the next morning. Dara was asleep. Then she went to the kitchen table and she worked. Because the dream does not pause for the argument. The journalist published the story on a Thursday morning. Maya was at her office desk when it went live. She did not post it. She did not send it to anyone. She just read it once and felt something settle inside her. Like a thing that had been vibrating finally went still. Sandra saw it first. Someone had shared it in the company group chat. Sandra stared at the photo of Maya in the article. Same Maya, same desk across the room. Sandra said nothing that day. For the first time in 2 years, Sandra said absolutely nothing. Her mother called at lunchtime. She had seen the article too. She was crying. Not the sad crying, the kind that comes when you realize you almost talked someone you love out of themselves. Maya told her it was okay. Her mother said, "You never told me how serious it was." Maya said, "I know. Some things grow better in the dark, Mama." Here is what Maya learned. Not from a book, not from a mentor, from 4 years of 5 a.m. mornings and nobody watching. She learned that belief is not something you receive. It is something you build, one quiet morning at a time, until you no longer need anyone else to confirm it. She learned that silence is a strategy, not because you are hiding, but because some things cannot survive the cold air of other people's doubt while they are still small and fragile and new. You protect them. You feed them in private. And when they are strong enough to stand alone, you let the world see. She learned that patience is not waiting. Waiting is passive. Patience is active. Patience is showing up at 4:58 every morning when no one is watching and no one is clapping and no evidence yet exists that it will work. Patience is betting on yourself with your time instead of your words. I want to ask you something. What are you carrying right now that you have been explaining to the wrong people? What dream have you been trying to get permission for from someone who cannot even see their own? What if you stopped explaining it and just went to work? Maya still wakes at 4:58 a.m. She has 6 employees now, a studio, a waiting list that runs 3 months out. She still wears the same small gold stud earrings she wore the day she decided to stop asking for permission. She still does not need you to believe in her. She never needed that. She only needed to believe in herself long enough for the work to prove what the words never could. The quiet ones are not sleeping. They are building. And when they are ready, the world will hear them. Not because they got loud, but because they got undeniable. If Maya's story stayed with you, subscribe to Tales Worth Living. Every week we tell a story like this. Stories of quiet people doing loud things. Stories worth living. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and we will see you next Thursday.